Hey, hey guys. All right, let's see where I'm at on this. Actually, just these two. See if I can move it down. Yeah. All right. Pretty much working on this one. See if I can zoom it out. Okay. Trying to zoom it in a little bit. Come on, zoom in. Thought I could zoom a little bit more. Let's see. Maybe trying to that might be as much as gonna that might maybe that's the extent of the zooming in. Yeah. Okay. Good enough. Alrighty. We were here and I've got the photograph. So I'm gonna try to look at the photograph, and because now I'm like at the point where I need to correct things. I do work with a color wheel, and these are kind of the colors that I'm mostly working with. So I'm gonna put my picture over here, and let's see. We stop at this distance one, and in the photograph there's kind of like less detail, and it's a little more less light and less detail. So I've got to kind of keep that in mind. When we were going a little bit faster, we were switching between the watercolors and the pencils, and to get that distance look, probably the watercolor. And I have different, like this brush came with the set. I don't think this brush right here is gonna hold as much water, but that's okay. It's not like a real watercolor brush, but I don't think that I don't think I want a lot of water right now. In the distance, usually there's more of the purple color going on. This actually does have purple now that I look at it. I didn't really, at least I think it's purple. And you could always make, if you don't really have a purple, you just add red, but don't just push a brush in there. Hold on a second. I had the don't just push a brush in there without cleaning it if you're gonna go into different colors. So I cleaned mine off, and I have some red, and I do want to make this, whatever blue it was, I do want to make it more of a purple. And the way to go about this is usually you can have more water on here, because I do have some other places that I can put the purple shadow area, so I don't have to come straight into here. And also I'm doing corrections, like I'm looking at photograph, and this part should have connected. At first we weren't doing a lot of detail, because we didn't want these purples and the oranges to touch the sky. But my sky is dry now. It's had plenty of time to dry. I'm looking at my photograph at the really dark areas, and that downward direction, but just because it's the downward out direction, you can still change your don't always have your brush the same way. I'm also seeing that there should have been a little bit of jaggedy edge, and this one, like this jaggedy edge, um, that could actually come up with a watercolor pencil to give a little bit more detail, but also fading it out. Like you don't, the details kind of not as much in the back. So you can work with these together. Um yeah, I've got the purple. This is really orange up top. I guess the sun's just really hitting it. Great great photograph you guys got, by the way. This is a really nice photograph. Maybe I'll talk you into let me use it for some other classes. This is a nice photograph. So I feel like I can smooth the ground out a little bit more over here. Now this is between the color and the pencil, it's too different. So I'll just kind of go ahead and put a little bit of the color back in there and bring it in a little bit so it's blends in a little bit more. Same over here. I can kind of you know, put some of this detail in here, but I need to kind of keep my brush strokes going this way, but yet changing them a bit. And the water I'm putting, it does have the purple in there. I want to be careful not to just color it in, and I don't want to just go all the same way, maybe a little bit of the same way, but at the same time I want to do these ledges also. And then if it's not picking up some of the really heavy you know, that the pencil would have given you, you can go ahead and do that in the right places, and then just, you know, fuzzing it out again. And that looks like a bridge. It looks like a tunnel now. So I am gonna have to change that up because now it looks like a tunnel's going. Yeah, I made a tunnel going right through the monument. I don't know if I might need to fix that. Might get some Indians after me. Like, made a tunnel through our monument. Yeah. Maybe here a little bit. And it should have been thicker. Yeah, it should have came out and still coming in with the you know, the purple. There are, even though it should have some orange, I still get to I still get to kind of correct some of the detail at this point. So I need to pay more attention and correct a little bit more of the detail at this point. And I might just let that dry up a little bit right there. Seems like right here it could have been, and then also laying the always just up. And I think that's going pretty good. Let's see, I've got my so that one's going pretty good. Something about the landscape, there is some green right here, but also it's almost like this should have shadowed. This shadow should have came a lot more over here. So that's good, putting the shadow in. And I want I need to shadow a little bit, but I need to be careful not to lose all the detail that was happening over here. This does have that light over here, but maybe a little bit less. So I'm just doing it carefully. And I probably will let this shadow area dry, and then I'll I'll probably let this dry and then come back and do it again. I don't really want a hard edge right there. I do want a darker edge. So that's going to be a layer that basically, you know, let it dry and then come back. Some of this could have been shadowed. I don't know. It could have been, it could be smoothed out just a bit. And this part could be smoothed out just a bit. Not all of it, just some of it can be smoothed out a bit. And yeah, remember to do those different directions. You really try to pay attention to the photograph, and maybe this darker can kind of go in. With this purple on the brush, it's kind of fading in the watercolor pencil marks and putting in a little bit more of the shadow areas at the same time. And I'm just kind of putting a little bit of the shadow areas. I think I kind of went a little bit into the darker blue, which actually I like that. Maybe do a little bit more to make it go in. I am looking at my picture through a computer screen. I've got my tablet on this. So ordinarily you would back up and kind of look at your painting where it's going, but because mine is on the computer, it just automatically lets me back up and see it from a distance, which is really cool. This probably is too dark, but I'm not going to take it away right now. I might fade it a little bit, and let's see what kind of brushes I have. Okay, I've got one. This is there's nothing on here. I'm just going to make it a damp brush, and that's, you know, water and paper towel, just damp. And it got a little bit too shadowy, but I don't want to take all of it away. I do actually want to put a little bit of that shadowy up in other parts, just kind of like, you know, the shadow, because I'm sure these are probably really big. So I just put some color in with purple, and I'm shadowing it out with a damp brush. And maybe it kind of comes a little bit into the grassy plain, and also at the base of the mountain. And I don't really want the horizon straight across. I want it to make different shapes, kind of like the land would make a different shape, and maybe a little bit carefully into the darker areas of the monument, the mittens, and just really careful. I'm trying not to put too much. And then I've got my damp brush again, just kind of fading it out a little bit. So it's kind of like a little bit of a back and forth on putting it in and taking it out, and maybe like a little bit of these creases, but careful. And careful and varied, not not just in the same place. Oops, that was my water one. Now I got to be careful because I've got my paint one. And maybe instead of just fading it out this way, maybe I'll turn my brush and fade it out in a different direction. And this is going good. And it's kind of given those the lines that would have been here. And instead of putting my brush angled, maybe if I change it flat, it just a damp brush, maybe that'll help change the direction of those. Yeah, that's going good. And yeah, this is going really good. It seems like this should be really a dark edge, but I don't want to just do all of it. I just kind of hit it in a certain area. I didn't hit all of it. And maybe I'll do that here too. Maybe I'll hit a little. Oops, I keep getting my water one. Maybe I'll just hit a little bit, but not. I didn't hit it just like straight up and down. I hit it, but it maybe, and then maybe kind of making that go together a little bit. And I don't really like that white right there. This is the damp brush now. Okay. So this is going good. I think I might have lost a little bit of that of the really shadowy part from the top. So I put those in that way, but I'm fading them out the other direction. And I need to even put them in a little bit in the other direction also. Don't make all your brush strokes like the same way. And this guy, he kind of looks like he's fallen over a little bit, like yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I'm looking at the photograph a little bit more, and maybe there should have been some I don't know, maybe it should have not be so, maybe it should have came over a little bit. And oops, I got to be careful with that mitten. I might have brought that over too much, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fade that out. I might. This is a damp brush, and I'm just doing some negative painting, kind of taking it away, and it's just kind of making a shadowy area. So this is a damp brush, and I can kind of erase some of this, if it's careful. And then I just kind of can bring this over into the sky area. And actually, I kind of was thinking about over here, making some of this horizon a little bit more shadowy anyway. So, and usually horizon, usually it's not such a concrete line. It's not it's a shadow. It's not. Hold on. Hieronymus in there. He likes to make noises. Yes. Yeah. So a shadow, isn't concrete. It's a shadow. Yeah. So, and but also, it does have an end. These this horizon, I could almost put a little bit of this lavender, the darker lavender in here, just to kind of make the rest of the picture go together with it. And I can even bring a little bit of that red back in, and that was way too red. So that was way too red. So, you know, red and blue make purple, so I can just put some of that in and then take it out also. And I can kind of make it come down a little bit. And if you don't want to do this, like you're like, oh no, that's too complicated, then you don't have to. Don't do it. Yeah. And just a little bit of water. And also you don't want to do this if this part's wet, because you don't want it to you don't want it, yeah, you don't want it to go into that part. And yeah, there. That actually I think I kind of went too dark on that, so I'm gonna just see if I can take some of that red out with the paper towel. Yeah, I kind of feel like it did get a little too dark, and I probably should not have put in that red in so much. Now I've got to figure out how to fade it out, and that will probably be with some pink. So I'm gonna have to fade that out. It's just it's too red. And I might, I don't know. I'll have to, I'm not really sure how I'm gonna fade that out right now. Okay, maybe not doing that part would be a good thing to not do. Yeah, just leave your sky alone. I'm gonna see if I can fade mine out a little bit. And all right, this is actually good that I totally messed up right there, because now I can show you guys some tricks on how to fix that. But I have to wait for it to dry, and then I'll show you a trick on how to, if you get places like that, you're like, now what do I do? I'll come back and fix that after it's dry. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna let that dry. And Chronimos, he loves to make noises. I'm like, dear, I'm on the computer, but I don't know. He's very noisy. I'm gonna go ahead and bring some of the green in. I actually have a little bit darker green, and you can probably get like some blue and some green to get that darker color. And I'll just kind of, this is way too green. Like I'm not even liking this green at all. And I will come in with a different, I'll come in with something different. And sometimes with color harmony, if you put something in one area, then if you like come back and put it into a different area, it'll help make it go a little bit better. And I'm looking at the picture and it's like maybe there is some kind of, land a little bit back in here. And that's actually kind of cool. I like how that turned the sky different. And you don't have to put these colors in. It's okay. You can leave it there. You can leave it the color it was. And with color harmony, sometimes when you put a new color in, even though it's not all the way here, you if you brush in a little bit in other places, then it just does the color harmony really nice, especially over there. And it's kind of like the colors are there, you just don't always see them, but they're there. And so I'm just kind of picking up some of the green that was here, and I'm putting it in some of the other places, and it's just making like a little bit more texture in these other places. Okay. And it's also muddying up this really green that was like it was too green. And then also coming back in, and I'm not really adding a lot of water. I'm just kind of blending in a little bit what I already had. And a little bit of that green also, putting it up into the other places. Okay. And now I think I will put a little bit of water, and some of this water's gonna lift up some of this green. And then with some of the green that I'm gonna lift up, I'm gonna just kind of put it over in the other part of the picture. And this is still really, it's really green. And I'm gonna wash my brush out. It's really green, and I want to get some of this golden. I want to tone this down with the golden color. So I'm just gonna come and put some of that golden color on top, and that will tone this green down a lot. So that it's already toning the green down a lot, because I think being here in Oregon, it's like everything's green, like not in Arizona. And then also maybe coming a little bit into the darker patches also, and just putting them in different places with water. You use water. Kind of get my water. And there, some of the ground just a little bit, still a little bit darker over here, and you can put a little bit of the ground color up into the formation a little bit also. Add some of these colors and darks, and just maybe brush it in. So maybe a little bit of the dark. I kind of like this grassy color. Just changing things up. Maybe this one I need to, yeah, I need to change the brush on this one. That one's too, I don't know. This one I need to change the brush up a little bit because I don't want to lose the whole I don't want to lose the whole road, but it's like, you know, it has like shadows and everything. Okay, that's good. And um there should be some darks, but just changing, like maybe some brushes strokes this way, maybe some, you know, different directions. Okay, that's actually really good. Um okay, this is going good. I still am thinking about lightening up some of my that background. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that first. And I will need a very clean brush, and mine comes with white. So I don't know if you don't have, if yours didn't come with white, maybe like some acrylic, but mine comes with some white. So I'm just going to try it and see. I'm going to try it and see what it does. And then I don't want that really hard edge. So I'm going to kind of, actually, I like that. Yeah. So yeah, mine came with white, and I kind of want to get rid of that hard edge anyway, because horizon lines, they're not really a hard edge, but I don't really want to come over here because it's I kind of like that darker edge. I don't know why, but there was some white in the grass. So this brush, it's kind of flat, and I just did like this, and I don't know what kind of I'm not sure what kind of plants these are, but they have like, in the picture there's like some grass blades, and I don't know, it's just kind of like some grass blades going on, and you can either do it or not, you know. Yeah, not sure. I might just leave that there. And the top of this, I might be able to even take some of that white, and yeah, I like that. So I took some of this white that mine came with, and I kind of was able to take some of that away. Yeah, but you got to be careful, you know, with the white in the sky. You can do a little bit, but not too much. And this was an accident back here, but it looks kind of like a cloud, so that's okay. And this right here looks like a mushroom top, and it should be corrected. So I think I'm going to try to correct that in a minute. And this yellow is kind of way too yellow. So I'm going to wash my brush out and I feel like this is just too yellow. So I'm going to see if I could tone it down with something. Yeah, I'm going to try to tone it down a little bit. It was just too yellow for the rest of the picture. Okay, I feel like that's a lot better. Just that little mark. And I almost feel like I can put a little bit of highlight colors into the landscape a little bit. And I don't want to just follow the things already there. I want to just maybe you know, give it some of its own highlight. And I'm trying to look at the highlights and the shadows over here. I feel like there should be some shadows. So I'm going to wash my brushes out, and hold on, my tablet went off, so I got to get my picture back. So there's sun and then there's shade, and so I'm gonna kind of look at my brushes that I had. I had this, it's not really big and it's kind of flat. So I think I want to go ahead and get like some of the purple and brown shadowy color, and I'm going to be like really careful, and I'm going to kind of step back and look and think, and I'm going to be really careful where I put these. And I'm looking at a distance at my picture, and this line right here doesn't seem like it should be a line right here. And I feel like if I kind of dappled in some shadowy area, but at the same time, and then this brush is totally dry. At the same time, I come back with a dry brush and make it make sense. And that's good. And usually when you put one shadow in, you gotta kind of take that same color and do it really careful in different areas of the picture, but careful. Okay, that's good. And always going back and looking back and being careful the whole time. So also in the photograph, there was more of a shadowy area right here. Just kind of going back and picking up some of those darker shadows, but carefully. Like you just have to be like really careful picking up those darker shadows and not overdoing it. Okay, and that's going good. And then maybe a little bit of those darker shadows, but you dappled in there, not, you know, not just, I don't know, it's like you have to do it kind of differently. And yeah, all right, these are going good. Maybe a little bit of the darker shadows here. Now this was another place I wasn't very happy with, and I might be able to put some of the grassy, but I'm not sure. Probably should have, if I would have done that backwards, maybe I could make it look like the grass is coming from the other side. Yeah, okay. That one's a little tricky there. Okay. And I'm kind of thinking if I need any more darks. Still seems like in the photograph that some of the darker shadowy areas still could have been over here a little bit more. And that's just that purple shadow color. And I'm just having to be like really careful. So it's kind of like, yeah, just being really careful. Maybe a little bit of shadowy colors with the grass. All right, just a little bit of shadowy colors with the grass. And I think when I told Hieronimo that I was on the computer, I don't think he was listening to me. Like, be quiet. Yeah, don't think he was listening. So I feel like, go be quiet. All right. This is kind of the shadowy colors in here. Yeah. So the purple is just kind of the shadowy colors, and just kind of jagged and not too much. And maybe a little bit of rocks, kind of little bit of rock formation. Okay. And I kind of feel like the top of this should have gone the other direction. So I'm not really sure if I'm gonna have to wait for that to dry and then fix that. Yeah, mine kind of feels like the Leaning Tower of Pizza instead of the mittens. So I'm not sure how I would take that corner off, or if I can. I guess I could try it. I'd have to yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe take a little bit of that corner off. Not sure. Usually yeah, I probably should have had this I should have had this a little bit more correct before I laid in these darker colors. But just to see if I can take some of that edge off and change that edge up a little bit would actually, I feel like I probably am. Yeah, I'm just kind of wiping it off with water. And pretty much when you do the darker colors, try to make sure that you have it where you want it, because it's a little bit hard to take these darker colors off. And I do have the white, so I'm gonna try my white and see if I can do that. But just when you're doing the important part, just try to make sure you're getting it right, because sometimes it's kind of hard to take it off after it's already on there with watercolors. That's why they say that watercolors is hard, because it's kind of hard to get rid of mistakes. But yeah, but I'm okay. I'm just kind of, it's like the sky, it's not always the same color. It could be, the sky can be different colors in different places, maybe like a cloud or something. So if you have places that you are trying to fix, try to fix it and make something out of it. Like maybe there's a cloud there, and then that way it's like, oh, hey, cool, there's a cloud behind it, and nobody knows that you messed up. Kind of like this one back here. That was a mess up, but it looks like a cloud. And that's kind of how you get away with stuff like that. And could almost even you could almost even make a little bit of cloudiness in there to make it kind of look like it, it, depending on how much you had to do. You could just do a cloudy thing in there. And that way it just kind of looks like, you made a cloudy day instead of didn't get the top of the mountain right. So that's one way of doing it. And actually that's kind of cool. And yeah, actually I'm kind of liking this. And the direction, you can kind of just play around with the direction a little bit. And just a damp brush, and you just kind of make some shadowy areas. But with the rainstorm, like it's kind of like you went there on a cloudy day. And yeah, there. That's kind of not sure this right here, that should have been there. Maybe smooth that out a bit. And now mine's just kind of looking a little bit more of a cloudy day, but I like that. And some of these purplish colors, maybe dab them into different areas down in the grass a little bit, but carefully. And I think I'm pretty much finished with this one. I still feel like the top of the mountain's kind of a mushroomy top. So maybe I can kind of fix that. Not sure. Yeah. The top of this was a little bit more orange. And not positive on the shape right now. Might be able to go in there. I gotta zoom up on my camera. See if I can zoom up on my camera a little bit and just draw a little, maybe fix the shape a little bit. And I kind of feel like I kind of got the shape off on that also. So I'm going to see if I can do a little bit of the same thing and take some of it out just with water. And it just, I don't know, it looks like maybe the sun's over in that area. And so right here, I'm just trying to take some of it out, and it ends up making a little bit of a sunny area, which I don't know. I'll have to see if I can fade that out a little bit more, because too much. And the best way to pull that off is to go ahead and just put some sunny area in there. Oops, don't go there. Out. Okay. I think that one's a bird. Like, I got a bird in mine. All right, so yeah, there's birds in it now. That's what they call those happy accidents. I'm like, they're birds. That's where the birds came from. Like, go away, birds. Yeah. And then just kind of fade these out, and it just adds color to the sky. And that's still really, it's really orange. So I'm gonna fade it out even more. And I'm just gonna keep fading it out a little bit. Until I might be able to put a little bit of blue in there. Maybe I could put a little bit of blue in there. I don't know. And that definitely kind of gave it. So the good thing with not really doing the sky too much at the beginning, it makes it where you can do things at the end, which is kind of cool. And just, you can push it out with water. So just kind of, so it's raining. Yeah, you guys needed it to rain that day, right? And I think I'm going to let this dry. I might, because there's so much blue back there, I might put a little bit of the blue into the front, and just kind of, because if you have a color in one area, it's usually good to just kind of dabble it into the other area, and it gives like harmonious. Yeah, it just does like this harmonious thing. And then yeah. Okay, I'm probably gonna let it go pretty soon. I'm just kind of looking at it from different angles, and just kind of putting like finishing touches up. And you don't have to do all this at once. You can like come back and do a little bit at a time. You don't have to do it all at once. You can just do a little bit at a time, and then it's easier. Maybe put some of that back in. And this is still, let's see if I can go to my, where was it? Yeah, right here. It's kind of, I don't know. Seems like it needed something. So yeah, just kind of going back and forth with the highlights and the shades, and that's pretty much it. So I might do a little bit to it later. I'm not sure. I think I have this little fan brush, but I don't know. You guys might not have a little fan brush, but I do. So I'll see about a little bit of grass, but not sure if I like that too much. Yeah, I probably didn't really need that brush. I think everything was going better just with the brush I was using from the beginning. So yeah, just kind of back and forth. And I like it better with this brush. That other brush wasn't really happy with it. So just turning the brush at different levels is good. And yeah, and just really getting those shadowy colors in also. Trying to get those shadow colors in the right place, but not overdoing it. So I pretty much, this right here, I'm not happy with that. It's too straight. So maybe fuzz it up a little bit. Oh yeah, I like that. I fuzzed it up a little bit, but not too much. Some of this just needs to fuzz it up a little bit. Maybe this also. Yeah, and seems like, okay, that was not the right color. So this color was not the right color because it's not like all over the place. So the best way to do that is take it out. That was the best thing to do, is take that out. I didn't want to introduce another color, so I just took that one out. I keep looking at the photograph and it seems like somewhere maybe there should have been a little bit more shadowy areas, but yeah, really carefully. And at the end of a painting, you have to be like really careful and think about it. And just seems like something should be, I don't know, maybe that's helping out. Like maybe the shadow areas were not okay. I kind of feel like that's good. Yeah, I feel like because of this really tall area, that maybe some of these shadow areas should have kind of came out a little bit more. Yeah, they should have had more shadow areas right there. And same with these darkers. Some of these darkers should be brought out just a bit. And watercolor, it's just layers, like it's a lot of layers in there. Yeah. And this one in the back, I don't want to put too much detail in. Maybe bring that out a bit. Okay. Okay, I'm liking that. Maybe over here there should have been a little bit more darker. This is really dark in the photograph. Yeah, maybe that's just kind of building up these really dark areas. Oops. And I think I'm gonna just go ahead and let that stay. Not maybe a little bit of dark over here. Kind of dark patch. And maybe there's some little dark patches on the road a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's going good. Maybe that just making that a little bit darker. And the darker is just purple. And it's just kind of a lot of lights and darks going next to each other. So yeah, just lights and darks. And you have to be careful not to lose all of your lights. And yeah, you don't want to lose all your lights, but at the same time you got to get your darks in there. It's just kind of back and forth. This is not making a lot of, I don't know, it's not making a lot of sense, right? It's not making a lot of sense right here. So I'm gonna mute it down just a bit. Okay, that's good. And I got oops, I got some of that yellow ochre. Be still. It's like I got some of that yellow ochre because there's a few places that just seems like it should be muted down just a bit. Maybe like too much light, and there's too much light in the wrong places. And so like right here, like taking away some of these little light specks that, okay, that's a lot better. Yeah. Mine just had it had some light specks that just didn't seem like that they belonged there. So I'm just kind of dabbing some of those out. And I need to be careful not to take all of them away, but there were too many. There were too many because we had watercolor and watercolor pencils. There was too much of the paper, and some of it was just in the wrong place. So kind of took a little bit of that out, and there's a lot of green here, and then there's not enough going over into the mountain color. So I took some Muki green, and I'm just gonna kind of dabble a little bit in there. And it's just that color harmony thing. Like, because there's some Muki green here, there should be, it should be in other places too. So I just took some of the green and the yellow ochre, and just kind of toning some of that out. And I almost should kind of fade this out just a bit. Okay, that's going good. And then maybe throw a little bit in here just for that that evenness in there, to even stuff out. And this is too, it seems like it's too green. So let's see if I can kind of maybe do a little bit of brown, but not too much brown, because it just seemed like there was too much green for the desert. And just was a little bit too green for the desert. So maybe. And then if if you put one color in, then it's almost like it's got to go back up in a different place. And okay. And this is way too purple, so just a little bit of the brown over into, and sometimes if you start on the tape, you can kind of just wipe it the other way, and that'll kind of clean your brush off, but then it'll give you that stroke that might be missing. And just little things like hitting the very bottom of the corners, that can also do a lot. And maybe tapping out a little bit of that. And I feel I've got to be really careful at this top. I feel like I could have maybe tried it one more time, but on the inside, not on the outside. And it was more at an angle on the photograph. You know what? I forgot. You could have used tracing paper, and you could have traced your whole mountains, and it would have been okay. And kind of this angle's kind of, I don't know, feels like it should, yeah, that feels better. That angle feels better. I almost want to put a little bit darker right here, but I feel like I should do it with the pencil, going in that really deep, and looking at trying to fix things and look, maybe get that angle in there a little bit better, would have been good. And I am going to stop. I don't know, I'm just gonna put my initials there, and I am done. Yay, I'm finished. At least I think I am. I don't know, I might want to put a little bit more blue up here. I think I do. I have to be careful. It just seems like maybe the blue should have, oh yeah, I like that. Yeah. And now that's just back into that when I was working on fixing stuff. Okay, I like that. Big blob of water right here. Paper towels, really good. Yeah, so that's kind of, you know, sometimes if it's all of a sudden raining in a picture that it wasn't raining in, that's just a good way of fixing things. And I am finished. Yay, I'm done. Okay, and the fun part. The fun part is to take off, if you put a little border on, this is always the fun part, is to take the tape off, and it holds your picture down, and it gives you a little border also. Oops. I taped mine on just it's just on some paper, so scrap paper, so it's okay. And this is really cool. I probably could have taken this tape off really carefully and reused it, but for video's sake, I might as well do the, okay, cool. Wow. Actually, I like that. Okay, thank you, Alan and Anne. I really enjoyed doing that painting. That was really nice. So, okay, thank you, and I will send you the video. I had fun. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna go, have to go turn the video off somehow. See if I can. trying to zoom in on it. Yeah. Let's see if I can just zoom in on the picture. Oh, I know. Maybe I can. Oh, it looks, wow, it looks good on blue. I think I like it better on the blue. It does look better. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I had fun. Thank you so much. Okay. Good night, guys.